So I have just had two amazing coaching calls with two men from our community. And I was so inspired by their willingness to share and their willingness to unlayer their hearts with me that I wanted to come in and I wanted to make a video specifically for men, about masculinity and some of the pressures that men face in our society, and the power and the vulnerability and the tenderness of a man's heart. So if you are a man in our community and you're looking to create the relationship of your dreams, or if you are partnered with a man, or you have someone who you really care about in your life who's a man, then this is a video that I think is going to resonate with you. So I want to start off by saying that this is not a video for divisiveness. If you are here and you want to comment about toxic masculinity or anything like that, this is not the space for it. Okay, I want to do a video that is based on bridging divisions and creating more compassion and more empathy between men and women. That's the purpose of for me of doing this video. And so I ask that before you comment, please check your heart space to see if that is something that you can add to the conversation. These men who I coached today were so fierce and vulnerable in the way that they showed up. They shared with me struggles and challenges that they face as men and that they have faced growing up in our society as boys. And it really got me thinking about the pressure that men face in our society to repress their feelings, to downplay their sensitivity and their tenderness, and to really lock it away in a room somewhere and to perform instead, to be solid, to be dependable, and to perform. And I think this must be such a challenge, right? Like for men who are dating just now, one of the things that I imagine I would feel is the pressure to bring finances and status. And I think if we already have worthiness wounds, which we all do as human beings, and then we add to that cocktail that we're a man growing up in a society that has traditionally told us that we need to earn a certain amount of money or have a certain level of income, that can quickly turn into a sense of inferiority, that maybe I can't have the dream relationship that I desire until and unless I get this job, until and unless I create some kind of empire. And I feel that it's very similar to the pressure that women can sometimes face with the way that we look. So I've heard women who I've worked with say to me things like, I can't start dating again until I lose the baby weight, or I can't start dating again until I get my health together. And none of this is true. We don't need to earn a certain amount in order to have an amazing relationship. We don't need to be a certain weight or a certain breast size or to look a certain way in order to have an amazing relationship. Of course, it is true that that our dating experiences will change depending on how much money we have, how good looking we are, and all of those things. But that doesn't mean that we can't meet a partner who is so compatible for us and that we can build a relationship together. But the challenge is that we're so inundated by society's messaging about what it means to be a man, about what it means to be a woman. And most of us have experienced what it's like to grow up in a family or in an environment where our feelings and our needs were not always welcome. I would go so far as to say that most of us have had that experience because most of our parents were imperfect. Okay. Now, add to that the trauma, the small t trauma of not being able to express our feelings as children. And then also imagine on top of that you're a man growing up in a society that tells you to man up, to grow up, to put your feelings to one side and to just perform. There is such a sacrifice that men make in this society. And it has to do with sacrificing their connection to themselves, to their tenderness, to their fire, to their heat, to their needs, to their desires, to their fears, to the fierceness and the tenderness of their heart. And that is not a price that I would want to pay. And for that reason alone, I feel so much compassion for the men in our community. And I wonder if you are a man, if this is resonating with you, what was your experience like growing up in society? How have you experienced your own feelings? And how have you experienced society in relation to your feelings? Because here's the added confusion, is that on top of all of this, we're now at a point in our society where we are finally and thankfully asking men to be more vulnerable. We're saying to them, hey, we want your feelings. We want you to share. We want you to be safe and emotionally available and soft sometimes. And this goes counterintuitive to the other conditioning that is in our society still around men being tough, being hard, and being providers. Okay? And I believe that this is a pressure that men still face from women and from other men. So we're having so many mixed messages. I really believe that we're on the precipice of a massive change when it comes to men and relationships and how available they are to share their hearts, to bare their hearts in their relationships, in your relationship. And I feel very strongly being in a relationship with a man who has a strong connection to his own heart. I feel very strongly that this is one of the best things that you can possibly do to improve your relationship life. So I would love to hear, what does this bring up for you? How has your heart, your feelings played out in your romantic life? What kind of conditionings have you sensed from society? Which ones are you unlearning? And what are you growing into as a man? And if you are partnered with a man and you're watching this today, then what do you know about your partner? What compassion can you have for their experience as a man, trying to love, trying to build this amazing relationship with you? I would love to hear. As always, I'm sending my love to you, so much love, and I hope you're having an amazing day or the best day available to you. And I will see you back in the community really soon. And before I leave as well, I just remembered, I'm also offering, I think I have 5 more free coaching calls available this week. So if you want to claim your free coaching call, either as a couple or as an individual, then just leave a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. So sending so much love to you. I will see you again really soon, and take care. Mwah!